Alright everybody, welcome back. Today we are going to be doing a fixed Porsche Cup Series race at Sebring. This will be a sunset race, so quite fitting with the final corner of Sebring International, which is Sunset Bend, of course. Again, in the Gulf-colored Motor Vault and Sparco car, looking forward to it. We are car 17 and qualified 16th on the grid. 202.3 for pole is insane. We didn't really have the pace on the quali setup, but on the race setup, I feel like we will be a little bit closer to pace. So, again, always drop a comment, like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Let me know what you guys think, and we'll grid up, and I'll see you when the lights go out.
Everyone's gridded.
So I believe this is a top split race.
The track temp is 75. The air temp is 74 Fahrenheit. All right, Brad, get ready. Go, nail it.
So I believe this is a top split race. SOF right around 3,500. Had a pretty decent start there, trying to be nice and easy going into turn
Car
one.
on your left. You're on the right, 3 wide. Hold your line. Car on your left, 2 wide. Still there. Still there, hold your line. Stay on the right. Stay on the right.
The start's all right. Let's build on it.
Clear on the left.
Yeah, could have been better, but also could have been way worse. Could have been the car that started 13th, so...
There's an incident ahead. Car on your left. Stay on the right. You're on the right, 3 wide.
There's an incident in Fangio chicane. Looks like it's...
Hey dude, don't move under braking. That won't happen. Sorry.
Clear. Left side. Clear.
So, I know I've said this before, I don't know if it's been in a video that's actually been posted yet, but this is the car that you should drive if you want to get faster in iRacing. Teaches you a lot about brake control, throttle control, weight transfer, making sure the car is balanced, and just how to drive a car with absolutely no assists.
Still there, hold your line. Clear.
Nah, someone's car.
Gotcha. Alright.
And kind of protect the inside here.
There's an incident ahead. Car on your left. Clear on the left.
Wasn't the greatest.
Otra vez. Again, man.
Wasn't the greatest sunset bend, but hey, we
place.
survived. Like right here, teach you when to downshift, when not to. Downshifting to 4th is gonna put a lot more strain on the car and leave me with a much worse exit. Alright, let's catch up to Joe ahead. Also, this will teach you just to be smooth and fast. You don't need to push it in this car. When you push it in this car, that's when you make mistakes. And believe me, I have made many in this car.
I'll let you go then.
But I really want to get better at this car. I want to try that Porsche Esports Super Cup qualifying series whenever that comes back around.
Thanks for that.
We'll have to see though. I definitely don't have the pace that a lot of these top guys do. But it would be fun just to compete in that. Alright, much better. We've moved the bias back a couple clicks because the fronts were locking going into the hairpin.
The leader's just done a 203
So-
and 08.
Just decided to move it back. In this Porsche Cup car, you can really play with that bias and move it
Got
back
10
quite a
laps to
bit.
go.
Your lap time was 204.47.
Trail brake just a little bit more. I gotta be careful because I'm starting to get a little excited about the prospect of catching these guys and potentially battling with them, but I gotta stay focused. We got quite a few laps left. Armando behind is fast.
Okay, Brad, don't let this guy distract you.
Oh no.
There's an incident in Collier. There's an incident in Tower. We think it might be Viana.
Well, that wasn't good. I can't hop that curb that much. It's gonna unbalance the car way more than I need. Just brake nice and easy. No need to push it too much. Nice, safe, clean, smooth race. That's what we're after. Look at that trail break into there. Really good exit. Staying with Joe ahead. Alright, Armando behind is not seeming super patient. Obviously I'm taking it easy, but there's no need to push because when you do that you start locking the rears like I just did there. Short shift up through this little windy section, approaching Tower. I'm probably just going to let Armando go on the straight. He's got much more pace. No sense in fighting him and leaving me open to causing an incident. So we'll try to do this strategically. Short shift all the way up through the gears. Get him by.
Right side. Clear.
Come on, Brad, don't let him get away. That's a new fastest lap for Gomez.
I'm
203.
okay with sacrificing that place
Just set the fastest lap. 2.9.
to maybe follow him through. Get back up to Joe.
The gap to Fitzgerald
Not losing any
ahead is
time.
now 0.5. V12, sector 3 is 1.3 off the pace.
I just got to hit my marks because
Gomez
seems
is now in the lead.
like he would brake much later than I'm comfortable with at this point. Not that I'm not comfortable with it, but I'm trying to learn a little bit more patience and consistency. because I'm very notorious for making a mistake or race that loses me quite a bit of time or pretty well ruins the race, so a little bit scarred from all of that. Get down a second to rotate just a little bit, short shift up through the gears. When this car gets the ability to drive in the rain, this is going to be crazy. Alright, we're still staying with them. Joe and Andrew have really pulled away. So, as long as we can stay ahead of Anderson, I'll be happy.
Your last lap time was at 2:04.89.
Oh no.
You got a slow car on the right.
Wonder if that car towed or what, but that was not a good section.
Caught upon
The
Tom
gap
is
to
driving
Mijaran
fast.
ahead is increasing. It's now 1.0 seconds.
Be halfway through the race after this lap. Okay, we're losing a little bit of time to Armando. We need to stay in this draft. Getting a little bit stuck on the curve there. The off-cambered section towards the left edge is just sucking us back out to the grass.
The leader just did a 3.335.
That little bobble, not gonna help.
Okay, Brad, that's half distance. Fuel levels are fine.
Trying to use the gearing of the car to rotate it a little bit more.
Se cagón que eres, Juan.
You're reeling, Mijaran. In. The gap is 0.8.
It's definitely a bit of a pedal dance with this car, but it's a very slow dance. We're talking nice smooth jazz, not some hip hop for the pedal dance you got to do in this Porsche.
There's an
Hello
incident
flag.
ahead. You got a slow
Incident
car
in
on the
sunset.
left.
It looks like Hedison.
Go right.
Well, that sucks for Ben.
Five to
Feel
go. Stay sharp.
The wiper going off there scared me just a little bit, threw me off. Alright, a little too much energy is being put through the rears right now. It feels like they're getting a little bit more skatey under me. But letting Armando by, I think, was a good choice here because he's much quicker, but we're able to keep with them. And I think that's what matters. Oh no.
Car on your left. Clear.
Well done, Brad.
Well.
Good pass. Nice front.
Oh, we got Andrew with the slowdown ahead, it looks
Peter
like,
Ryan
too.
is closing in. The gap is now 1.7 seconds. Quicker than you entering Christensen.
I need to learn the names of Sebring's corners a little bit better. I can't remember which one Christensen is. I know Sunset Bend, obviously turn
You're
one.
in the top 10.
P10. That lap was a 2:05.00.
The hairpin tower. There's a chicane named after a driver. It's not even really a chicane, but I guess at the time it probably would have been, but I can't remember who it is. I think it's the Fangio chicane, maybe? I don't know if that makes sense, but maybe it is, maybe it's not, who knows. Oh, that sky looks weird ahead. Focus.
done it. Let them do the work. They're faster than us into Christensen.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna let Armando by. Had to balance the car before I could really downshift there. Maybe not. Scotty behind is scaring me. I don't want to go 12.
We need to push if we're going to hold this position.
Okay, we'll not give it to Armando.
The gap ahead is now 2.8. 2 to go. That lap was at 2:05.22. The gap to McQueen behind is now 2.1.
Alright. Messed up a little bit there, but still am up on my predicted time. Okay, McQueen is very fast.
White flag this time.
Alright Brad, lap times are pretty consistent. White flag, one more to go. You've just done a 2:05.06.
No.
We've been warned about track limits.
Car ahead's really using the flashers to try to throw off P8.
Incident in Christensen. Looks like it's Peter Run.
We're gonna shut that fuel alarm down. Oh wow, he's really trying to keep flashing. Joe. Scotty behind is really making me nervous. No, don't do that. There we go. I'll take a 10th place.
10th position. Okay, it's over. Well done, mate. Good finish.
Checkered flag, checkered flag.
If you had another lap there, Scotty,
Great
you would have
job.
had me,
You did
man.
really
Good
well.
pace.
I don't know.
Good stuff. Alright, so we took a P10 in top split P-Cup race, again around 3,500 SOF, but we'll go over that here in a little bit. Let's take a look at some of the key moments and then we'll look at the I rating and safety rating distribution. So I feel like the first lap of this race is worthy of watching, or at least till we get towards the back straight. A lot of action kind of coming up here as the iRacing lights kind of sort itself out from going from night back to sunset for this replay. We go a little bit wide coming into turn 1 here, just kind of following the car ahead a little bit too much. Allows P18 to get by in the 13 BWT car. But I feel like we held our line pretty well and just was trying to stick it around the outside as much as possible, but unfortunately the BWT car gets it done. So on the run now down to hairpin, this is where a bunch of those cars in front just really bunch up and kind of accordion up, and it causes or gives me the opportunity to kind of come by. You'll see the orange car cuts a little bit too much, blue car on the right gets kind of spun a little bit. We're 3 wide here, there's a car off in the distance. This BWT car definitely put its car in the best area to slow any run that I had. And here we start to settle in behind car number 18, who was very quick ahead. I believe this was Joe. Joe ended up finishing ahead of us, I think 2.7 seconds free from our grasp, but we still got a top 10, so I'm pretty happy about that. I think the rest of this lap was pretty standard, so from this point we'll just kind of look at some of the bigger incidents that we saw around us. So here's one of the first incidents in Sunset Bend. It's Freddie, and he just goes a little bit too wide out there on the marbles where there's not a lot of grip. Clips the rear left of his car and begins crabbing down the straight. So that's one of the first major incidents of this race. So here is one of the other incidents. It's a battle between car number 13 and car number 20. Car number 20 just doesn't really see that the 13 was still on its outside, and kind of starts that relatively major incident that we saw in front of us, and then 20 just ends up stuck on the side of the road getting to watch everybody go by. So this is what happened to Armando here. We are on board going through the hairpin. Seems to get a little loose, and then that's exasperated by touching the grass, and just unfortunately can't keep it on the tracks. So I believe later he ends up in something else that puts him behind McQueen. So this is what ended up happening to Armando here. It just looks like he kind of disconnects and is blinking a whole lot. So with the car being off the track and everything, I don't know if he ends up just kind of slowing down or what happens here, but somehow he ends up behind Scotty when he was originally ahead. So kind of a weird incident. Sad for Armando, but happy for us because he was much quicker and we were about to let him by. So this marks the end of the race here. We'll go ahead and take a look at the iRating and safety rating distributions. But again, before we do that, hopefully you guys enjoyed this race. Thoroughly recommend this car if you want to get faster at iRacing. If you want to do that, master this car and you'll have a lot of the skills necessary to be in top splits consistently, to get that iRating up, and to just have a lot more fun with a lot of the cars that you're driving. So I'm going to try to put a little bit more focus in on this car, maybe drive it in some of the NEC races coming up, but we'll see. And yeah, let's take a look at the iRating and safety rating distributions. All right, so as I mentioned here, this was a top split race in the Porsche Cup by Coach Dave Delta. Again, the fixed series. So strength of field was 35.97, just 3 points away on average from the 3600 SOF that it could have been. But really good race for us. We improved on our safety rating by a whole half a point and then some, so it brings us up to a 3.52 in our A-class license, which is a really good thing, because this is a P Cup race and these cars are a little bit difficult to control. So not only that, but we gained 31 iRating, bringing us to 2780. We've had a little bit of some ups and downs recently. Again, I'm not sure if these videos have been out yet or will go out. I don't know entirely the order that I want to do these yet. Just kind of having fun with it. So anyway, we're at 2780. We're on our way to 3000. The biggest iRating winner, again, shout out Dave Cam for this idea, will be Esteban in P2 with plus 66 iRating, and the biggest loss of iRating is going to go to Freddie, unfortunately, with minus 113. So again, like I said, we are very rapidly approaching 3000. Hopefully we will get there here very soon. There were 4 splits to this time slot, and yeah, it was a fun one overall. Fastest lap time right around to 2:03. We were about a second and a half off of that, so we'll work on getting faster, but I will take 29 seconds off of the leader as a win, at least so far. So I'll keep learning, I'll keep getting faster. If you want to as well, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one.